Hello, hey, what's up people, how's it going? It's me, back again. Uh, this is just a consecutive video to the last one. I just recorded around 11 or 12 minutes of video, something like that, in the afternoon. And I gave a halt to that video, so this video is just in continuation. This is part 2, So I thought I'd connect with you guys, and probably bring up some of the articles from my journal, which I updated last week. So we are in second week of August 2025, Friday evening over here, I connected with you guys in the afternoon, so it's Friday evening now. Like I told you before, I'll make a part 2 of the same video. Give a halt to the last one. Yeah. So let's keep it going, I was bringing up articles from a journal, so I'll just get on that right away. So this is what it says, second article from a journal. The first article I covered in my previous video, this is the second article. This is how it goes, this is what it says. It says, what we see in terrifying visuals is how a cloudburst can wreak destruction in a mountainous region, gaining inordinate power through valleys and steep slopes in a way impossible to control. In June 2013, the cloudburst sent such flash floods down Kedarnath to Rishikesh that thousands of villages suffered and over 5,000 people went missing. There was hyper focus on how unregulated real estate development had exponentially worsened the toll that the natural disaster anyway would have taken. High-rises to fancy villas keep going up in riverbeds. Builders make hay while people lose their lives and investments. Uttarakhand is crying for a government that takes sustainable development seriously. It has never had one. Guys, this was about the recent cloudburst up into this another beautiful state we have, Uttarakhand. It's up in the north, it's also known as Dev Bhumi. There are a lot of temples you can go to in that state. Lot of temples, lot of such places people go for. I guess religious tourism a lot over there. Yeah. So this was about recent cloudburst that happened last week, and how come it created so much havoc. Oh my freaking god. Yeah, I saw the news on the TV. How come the whole area got displaced in matter of no time because the flood water was so much uncontrollable. Yeah. So there was an article about the same. So I thought I'll bring it up in this video. Let's move on to the third article now. This is just one small paragraph. I'll give it a quick read. It says, thanks to its unceasing labor, English has possibly the largest number of words in its lexicon compared with all other languages, with its dictionary variously listing between 500,000 and as many as 1 million words, though only about 20,000 are in average daily use. The most widely spoken language in the world with an estimated 1.5 billion users. Okay, so this is about, English is a language. How come 1,500 million people, 1.5 billion people speak this language, and how come they're usually 500,000 words in a dictionary, up to 1 million words. Oh my freaking god. And then there are around 20,000 words that are in daily use, average 20,000 count. So yeah, just a small paragraph. Okay, this is what I have now. This is a big article, it's a big fucking article. They're good 5-6 big paragraphs, so I'm gonna give it a read. And it's about current situation, about trade war and how come India is trading with Russia? Other than that, how come European Union is purchasing these many goods from Russia, and how come United States, they had like almost $30 billion worth of trade with them recently? How come like these people point fingers on us? So I'm gonna give it a read, this article real quick. It's a big article. It has like 4 or 5 big paragraphs, so it's gonna be all reading. Yeah. So this is how it goes. It says Trump substantially raised tariffs on Indian exports on top of the 25% tariffs already imposed. Whatever the hit, with Indian $86.5 billion in goods exposed to US under threat. NATO, US itself, and China import heavily from Russia. In 2024, European Union bought $39.1 billion worth of Russian goods, including $25.2 billion in oil and fertilizers, non-alloy steel, aluminum, platinum group metals, titanium, radioactive substances, copper, nickel. US imports were worth $3.3 billion, including platinum group metals, turbojets, oil cakes, radioactive chemicals, titanium, etc. China was the biggest buyer of Russian oil, worth $62.6 billion, more than India's $52.7 billion. Yet Trump likely singles out India because China pushed back hard and controls critical material vital to US defense and tech, ignoring imports by its allies and rivals. Make US tariff on India seem more political than strategic. Washington sanctions crude oil because doing so doesn't hurt US. In 2024, it produced about 70% of the oil it consumed, worth $370 or $380 billion of total $570 billion. In contrast, India imports 85% of its oil needs and is more vulnerable to supply shocks and price hikes. This allows US to use oil as a pressure tool while keeping its own economy safe. Washington's trade war, initially aimed at Beijing, failed. Between 2017 and 2023, just a second, guys. It says between 2017 and 2023, China's exports rose by over $1 trillion, $1,000 billion. US trade deficit grew by $762 billion. When Trump tried to raise tariffs on China to 145% this time, China and Japan sold $1 trillion, $1,000 billion in US Treasury bonds, crashing the market, forcing him to pull back. So guys, I'm gonna keep reading it, It's a big fucking article, a lot of details, a lot of facts, a lot of interesting information. Let's keep it going. Unable to take on Beijing again, US signed one-sided deals with European Union, Japan, Vietnam, among others, but India didn't give in. US wants to punish Russia for the war in Ukraine, but US played a key role in creating the crisis. Economist Jaffrey and others have noted that in the early 1990s, US leaders assured Russia NATO wouldn't expand eastward. Yet, NATO expanded in 1999 and 2004. US pushed for Ukraine and Georgia to join in 2008. The war could have been avoided had Ukraine stayed neutral and mutual security guarantees been in place. India is American tech firms' biggest market and a vital source of data, users, and talent. Companies like Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft rely on India to test products, train artificial intelligence models, drive global growth. If India allows Chinese giants like Tencent or Alibaba to compete freely, it could end monopoly of US firms. Trump ignores that US earns far more from India than vice versa. He talks up the $44 billion trade surplus in India's favor, but leaves out the over $80 billion US makes yearly from India. Indian students contribute over $25 billion to US economy. American tech, finance, and consulting firms earn billions through operations in India. Add defense deals, subscription services, and American companies' back-end centers, money flows heavily in US favor. On a trade deal, India can show flexibility on many issues, but must firmly protect its red lines on agriculture and dairy. It shouldn't agree to changing its patent laws, data rules, or procurement policies, or accept pressure on BRICS. India must also insist on legal certainty of no new tariffs post deal, or else India should be ready to walk away. No deal would be better than a bad deal. This guy's just ended up reading this big article, you know. There were a lot of fucking details in this article. It's about the present issues going on, you know. Goddamn trade war and all the tariffs. Let's see. Like, I just ended up reading this big fucking article and it had a lot of fucking details, you know. It was about, you know, India's national interest, like how do we need to safeguard our national interest, like sailing through this, you know, tariffs and trade crisis. But there were details about, you know, how come United States is making so much money out of money. I mean, how come United States is making so much money from India, you know, from a country. How come they're making fucking so much money out of our, like through their businesses and operations? They're taking a big chunk back home. Allow me a sec, guys. Yeah, there's a goddamn advertisement, you know. There's a goddamn advertisement. I'm just gonna give it a. Yeah. Allow me a sec. Yeah, I usually play music on YouTube Music. You know, there's this app, YouTube Music. It doesn't consume a lot of your data. But there are like a couple of advertisements, and then we're gonna resume the good music in the background. Yeah, it's good to go. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry about the interruption. Yeah, so we were talking about this big article, you know, how come the United States is making so much money out of a country. So we had all these details about, you know, although trade going on, and how come United States companies, they have a monopoly in India because we don't give business to Chinese companies because of regional disputes. Okay, it's a big fucking rising power, you know, another superpower, China, present day. This was an interesting article, you know, there were a lot of fucking details. Like how come back in 90s or how come back in 2000s, you know, there were all these world leaders who were trying to avoid the escalation between Russia and Ukraine. And how come present day we have like this war going on for like past 3 years now. We talked about trade deficit of the United States and how come China's exports rose by over $1,000 billion in last 6 years. And how come, you know, China was the biggest buyer of Russian oil, but they don't know like how to deal with these Chinese, you know, people. They're fucking smart. Like I heard about the people over there. They're fucking smart when it comes to finances. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I think that's it for right now, guys. I just wanted to bring up these couple of articles from a journal which are recently updated. You know, I'm not having a discussion over it. I'm not having a discussion over it. There's a lot of technicality that we talked about. There was a lot of technicality that we talked about. I would say, what I would do if I was at your place, if I wanted to like probably know what I was talking about in this video, I'll probably read the transcript. Like when I'm reading this article straight out of my journal, sentence by sentence, just go through the transcript and you will like probably be able to make all sense what I was talking about. Yeah. So yeah, that's the motto of these last couple of videos was, I made a couple of videos, one in the afternoon, one right now in the evening. It's second week of August, Friday evening at my end. So life is good, can't complain, life is good. Tomorrow is Saturday, it's big. We have like this festival, Raksha Bandhan, that we celebrate every year. It's like a bond of protection between brother and sister. So tomorrow we have the festival, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I probably have to go out to a couple of relatives' places, Let's see how it goes, though. Let's see how it goes. So next week we have Independence Day as well, and then day after we have Janmashtami as well. So this week and next week, like coming next 8 to 10 days, is gonna be all about having a good time and meeting people and having good food. Yeah. So we also have India versus Pakistan coming up in September. Asia Cup is going on. It's not going on. It's going to start over somewhere in September, and then we have India versus Pakistan cricket, just one cricket match. As far as sports is concerned. Right now we just finished India versus England series. It was like a 5-match test series. Oh my freaking god! The series went on for almost a couple of months. I'll say for a month and a half, couple of months, something like that. It's a 5-day game, so it takes a toll over your physical self, and then you need a lot of fucking patience to play this game. You need a lot of fucking patience to play this game. It's called gentleman's knock. It's not like you have to be good. You have to be good if you want to be like part of this big team. This big sport. Because you have a lot on your shoulders. You have a lot on your shoulders. So this 5-match test series, it was a fucking draw. England ended up winning couple of matches. India ended up winning couple of matches, and one of the match was somehow taken towards a golden draw for our team. How come we ended up saving the match for us? How come our 4 or 6 batsmen they performed tremendously? They outperformed the other team. They outperformed the opponent, and we ended up for a draw, and somehow ended up winning the last match and saving the series. And it was all fun to watch. The spirit of sports, in favor of spirit of sports, it was all fun to watch the whole game. Like, how come there were obviously some small crises, some small disputes between these players, but that's how the goddamn game is like. There's so much fucking heat, and for good 9 hours, 10 hours, you're out there in the field. So things heat up from time to time, and overall it was fun to watch. It was good cricket. We have Asia Cup coming up in September. So that was all about cricket. Well, I think that's it for right now, guys. I'll probably wrap up with this video. I don't know what my plans are for tonight yet. I'll see how it goes from here. I've been avoiding to go out a lot. Like, for past 6 months, I've not been going out at all. Like, I'll probably go to a friend's place or invite a couple of friends at my place. That's how we have been rolling. It's all good. So I'm not sure what my plans are for tonight, and tomorrow is big festival, and then next week coming up we have a couple of festivals as well. So stay tuned, guys. I'll get back to you guys with some more interesting articles. more interesting statistics. That's it for right now. Bye bye. Have a good one. Take care. I love you all.